the appetite for businesses going into 26 is to increase budget, to see that business owners are looking to increase marketing investment, traditional and digital, significantly going into the next year in both sizes, whether you're under 250 employees or over 250 employees. There were some cool insights that came out of it.
And now based on this poll, it actually backs that up. Going next year, we know we need to be investing more because it's getting more and more competitive because even despite the economy. As per usual, overnight you found an opportunity and just came up with this incredible concept that you've already now rolled out, and I think it's very important that we talk about that today.
Sure.
Do you remember which one that was? 'Cause you
No
come up with
idea.
a lot. Research.
Yeah. We if you've been following our LinkedIn and our social channels, we've started to put out market research, which is exciting. Felt that when we were going into the market and having a look at, well, kind of taking a step back, went online, started having a look to find some insights that are relevant to the Australian businesses or Australian market, and just found this gap that while there's, some large enterprise companies that are running particular market research reports, they're not maybe as relatable for a small to medium business. They feel very, enterprise, corporate, and limited for the people that, for business owners that are, between, say, 1 to 250 employees. It seems to be these large corporations of where they're distributing hundreds of millions of dollars and investing funds. Or if it's not that, it's American.
Yeah, I've been to America a few times. The only thing we have in common with them is the language.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very relevant to have something pertinent to Australian audiences and businesses.
Yeah.
So tell us what you did about that, Ben, because I'm very excited about this.
Yeah, so we're starting to put together polls and research. So the idea behind it is to take some of the questions that we're seeing from the businesses that we work with, or internal team, or whether it's from directorship or some of the senior members that we have, and piecing together insights that we feel are going to be valuable to these 1 to 250 employees. And look, some of the reports that we are putting out will be 250 and plus as well, so they'll be over that threshold, which is still super insightful and valuable. And it's insightful to see the disparity and the difference in under 250 employees to over 250 employees, where you can see this distribution of how their focus in business changes. Over 250 sometimes can be more heavily reliant in operations and systems. Under 250 can be more heavily reliant in human resource and actually bringing in more resources. One of the stats that we did put out recently in one of the polls. But the point of it is to go, what are businesses making decisions on a day-to-day? So what is it in a day-to-day when you're a business owner and you're going, I'm looking to invest, or I'm looking to, whether it's from a marketing investment, whether it's from an operations, from a HR, from a staff, from an employment, from a positioning and expansion, what is it that these business owners are making from a day-to-day as a decision, and how can we bring potentially a research or insight to help aid that decision with some data?
What was so interesting about that, just at a very high level, was that a lot of these decisions that are being made, there would be a huge scale of people on an understanding of marketing. What was it? I think 8,000 businesses that were polled.
Yeah, the first market research was 1,000. So it was 1,000 business owners, decision makers, or directors. And
then the scale across which those people, those decision makers, would have an understanding of marketing.
Yeah.
And yet there were still some very clear winners in that case,
Massively.
which was really surprising to me.
Yeah.
Really surprising to me. The social media marketing, I found very interesting. I would have lost money in a bet.
Yeah, there was some kind of expected outcomes. So, we see very much of the core pillars of social media, email, and SEO being one of the biggest drivers of where people have invested into their marketing for 25. And statistically was one of the strongest in their ROI as well. So that was a kind of maybe a proof of concept in a way of, we understood from what we know as our internal agency data that those are generally from what we see in the Australian market, these are the ones that core service streams that have a very good ROI. The weight to where they're distributed by the industry was obviously a big factor in it. So, e-commerce businesses generally heavily more lenient in the social media marketing, professional services, less so more in the SEO and the email marketing. Not that email marketing doesn't have the overlap in e-com as well, but the data, some of the data is talking about, insightful for us was the appetite for businesses going into 26 was to increase budget.
Yep.
Which was not maybe where we felt, speaking for yourself here as well, but like how I felt that business was going to be moving going into 26. The economy's been tough through 25, Australian and through the US.
Yep.
But to see that business owners are looking to increase marketing investment, traditional and digital, significantly going into the next year in both sizes, whether you're under 250 employees or over 250 employees. There was some cool insights that came out of it.
It just shows the significance of educating about marketing. Because in my role, I'm very people coming in, inquiring about marketing streams. How do we do this? Different industries. We know that there's a certain quality lead depending on which service stream and which platform that we're using.
100%.
There's a lot of education involved in that. It feels to me, and my experience has been that people are now starting to get more of an understanding of the value of marketing. Like statistically, we talk about a certain portion of one's revenue needing to go towards the marketing budget. I think it's like 10%, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
That seems like a huge amount. That's a huge amount for some businesses.
Yeah.
But now we're starting to stretch ourselves and seeing the value in it in the long term. Previously, conversations were very like short-term based, very short-term focus. And now based on this poll, it actually backs that up. Next year, we know we need to be investing more because it's getting more and more competitive because even despite the economy.
Yeah.
Which I love that because to me it feels like good business.
Yeah, and we can see that in the budgets as well. So I think one of the top of the market research was looking at the budget that they put in for 25 and then looking at the proposed budget that they have for 26.
Yes.
And while there is that increase, you could still also see the percent that was there and relevant of investment. So it was an interesting research. It's been an interesting part of the research. It's only the first, and we've got 3 or 4 already roadmapped, which is great. Some that's going to be going into more specific use case. So we're going to go into things like, I believe the next one we're going through is AI usage. Not necessarily just in business, but for employees as well. We want to actually give a bit more of a sense of how AI is affecting employment, job roles, business growth, and kind of bring that through. So it's a little less digital marketing-esque, even though we're a digital marketing agency, but more to do with how businesses are investing into AI solutions, what that looks like, and what that looks like for career opportunities moving forward. It's definitely affecting it, but we're going to put some more research behind that and actually give some more, quantifiable data, and then start going into some more granular aspects as well, of like people that have invested heavily into web design or have invested heavily into particular channels for the year, what that also looks like for them, and try and get more of an insight and a snapshot to go to businesses. Look, statistically under 100 employees, people are investing X number per channel per month with a return of X, Y, Z. So we really want to kind of dive into it and kind of, go behind the curtain a little bit and get that data that we can have access to and share it. I feel like there's a lot of that really nitty gritty data that people are looking for to be able to go, I'm a business, I have 25 staff members, I'm a professional service, I'm in real estate, I'm in accounting, I'm a law firm, I'm in fast moving goods, whatever industry you might be in, and they want that proof of concept that there is actually statistically 20% of the industry in my industry investing X amount of money in this channel and seeing a return. Being able to get that data on scale for the Australian market, I feel is really pertinent moving forward.
What I love about it is that not everybody in business is a numbers person, for example, not necessarily my strength. I know that you're huge on that. You love data. You love the deep dive. I'm just a snapshot. Just tell me where I'm at and let's do that. And this gives businesses the ability to do that in real time, actual businesses in Australia, Australian dollars. And it actually will, I feel like it will firm a lot of business owners as well, going, oh, okay, I am doing the right thing. Keep going. Or, shit,
maybe I shouldn't be investing in this.
Am I allowed to say that in this podcast?
Yeah, sure.
Shit. Maybe I need to think about this. You know, the amount of conversations, for just example, is like a very granular example. Like, have you got an email database? Yes. 1,000 people. What are you doing with it? Nothing. Are you kidding me? It's got the highest return on any marketing stream that we know of, statistically.
But backing it up.
Yes.
Exactly.
Going, this is why.
Yeah.
And as a data-driven agency, it just basically makes us look good, really.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we look pretty good already, but you know what
I mean. That's the gist for it. And at the moment, you know, we've got huge market research reports, but at the moment we're just drip feeding some of those questions through. So if you're not following LinkedIn or following DNHQ LinkedIn, that's great, or my personal as well.
Yeah.
I'm drip feeding these, and as you say, you might not necessarily be a numbers person. We're trying to format it and display it in a way that is also digestible, so that you can go, look, this is a key takeaway, backed by our research, backed by our insight, and kind of to formulate that. No fluff. This is what we're seeing. This is the recommendation. Go from there.
Yeah, love it.
Pretty cool.
So good.
Awesome.
Pumped.
Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for our next episode.